video I'll show you how you can get paid in US dollars when you live in the UK. I'll show you various ways to do this and show you how you can minimize the fees that are involved. By the end of this video you should know what your best option is, how to go about it, and what you need to look out for. So let's start by looking at your payment options. Okay, the main options here are checks, PayPal and Swift. Each of these have associated fees, and if you need to convert currencies, you'll have to pay that on top. If you choose to make a payment through Swift, you'll need the following information. You may want to pause this and note this down, because I'll just flash this up for your reference. We'll now look at where you can actually put this money. You could, of course, open a US bank account, as you'll be able to dodge Swift fees and foreign exchange fees. However, you typically have to pay a monthly fee for these accounts, and you can only open a US bank account in person, which is probably quite restrictive. Next up we have PayPal, which is typically very good for small sums, and you can set up a balance in US dollars which allows you to dodge the horrific exchange rate that PayPal gives you. Typically you'll get fees deducted by the sender of the money, because they have to pay a lot of fees to make the payment, and for large sums this becomes completely uneconomical. If you're lucky enough to be very rich, you can look to a private bank, which is ideal for very large sums or complex transactions or requirements. However, the minimum balances here are very, very high. You're typically looking at north of 50,000. They also try to hit you with quite a lot of fees, and will try and sell you all sorts of extras to pull as much money out of you. You may be rich, but the banks want your money too. Finally, here are some novel methods to consider for sending money between the US and the UK. If you have two bank accounts, one in the US and one in the UK, I'd recommend a peer-to-peer service, something like TransferWise being the famous one, as these are typically very cheap, far cheaper than banks. You could set up an offshore bank account somewhere like Nationwide International, and you can keep the currency in US dollars but have it moved to the UK. Well, offshore rather. You must of course declare this and pay the relevant taxes. Lastly, you could buy stuff in US dollars. However, not everyone ships to the UK. For example, Walmart doesn't currently ship to the UK, and you'll probably have to pay taxes and postage on that. So hopefully you now know where to pursue with your research, and hopefully you can get the money that you need from the UK to the US, or rather the other way around, from the US to the UK in an economical manner and in a way that is convenient to you. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully this is helpful to you.